how does a computer represent a menu? So you can see there is a menu on the right. So a computer essentially will show the menu something like this. So essentially you have the variable menu and assign to all of this list of food with the square brackets. And this is what we call an array. So you might have heard of this word array maybe when watching videos of like, wow, what a lovely array of food. So that's what array is. So before I share with you an interesting part about array, can you guess what is the index position number of nasi lemak in this array? Is it 0? Is it 1? Is it 2? Or is it 3? If you were to answer 1, then you are absolutely wrong. So basically, can you give another guess? If it's not 1, what do you think the index position of nasi lemak? If you were to answer 0, then you are correct. So in an array, basically you start with the index of position number 0, and then for burger it is number 1, and for chicken rice is index position number 2. So why do we start counting from 0, especially in our index position over here? So essentially, first is more efficient in computers when we start from 0, so binary 0 and 1. And then number 2 is it's consistent with math because the range or list or array of numbers start from 0. So then you might be thinking, how is array being used in real life? So essentially, if you were to go, for example, in a YouTube app, you will have at the bottom a list of icons, and this is where arrays are being used. So for example, at home, there is an array of videos from a mix of what you have previously watched. So maybe you have been watching swimming videos, and now you get to see more swimming videos because that's what they assume that you like to watch. The second thing is explore, where they give you an array of videos that you might like. Maybe when you go to explore page, then there will be a list of videos that you'll be watching. So maybe the recommendation is that if people watch swimming, they might actually like diving, for example. Then if you go to subscriptions, this is where you subscribe to a person videos, and this is the list of videos of content that you have subscribed to. And lastly, libraries and the real videos that you have watched before, the history of videos. So you can see that in this app, most of the pages that you go to are an array of videos that you'll be shown. So another example is your bank app. So your bank app might look something like this, where you have your account balance $1,000, and then your transactions is like, okay, I got salary 3,000, rent 1,005, and then bills 500, set life. But in code, it will look something like this, where you have transactions variable and it's assigned to an array of numbers. So 3,000 represents your salary, rent, it is negative 1,500, and bills will be negative 500 because these are numbers that deduct from your salary, which is income. So if I were to go one by one, for example, if I were to take in my salary and add my rent and add my bills, essentially what this does is that it will give me the remainder 1,000, which is essentially our account balance. I know. So with this, we actually loop through our transactions to get our bank balance, which is a property of arrays, which is the cool thing of arrays. And with this calculation, it will look a little bit different, or similarly in a bank app where you can see the account balance is being calculated from the array of transactions that we have. Therefore, in summary, arrays are essentially how we store a list of data, and we start counting from 0 or the position or index. And lastly, we can loop through each data to, for example, calculate balance from transactions. And that is array.